Welcome to Rapid Motion Africa. This week we head off to Kyalami for round 2 of the Pro Tour, incorporating the Goldwagen Volkswagen Challenge and Formula V. As always, all the Volkswagen action is proudly brought to you by Goldwagen. A monstrous field of cars and bikes have joined us for the second round of the Pro Tour here at Kyalami, and it's going to incorporate the Goldwagen Volkswagen Challenge for the second time this year. They've had a round in between, the round at Westbank Raceway and of course this one, but it's George Economides who's leading the championship at the moment, ahead of Valdu Mainkies. Derek Smallberger in there with a chance as well on tied points with Ray Wolford. As the field stream round, we're going to be looking at classes B and C first, and joining me in the commentary booth as per usual, Graham Nathan. Top of the list there, Graham, Craig Murray with a 2:11 around Kyalami.
He's really on the go at the moment. George Economides is going to put him under a bit of pressure. He's in a loaner car.
Craig had a dream start at Westbank. You've got pole position again today, but I think you're going to have a bit of a stiffer opposition today.
Yeah, that's right. We got Liesel, as I call her, George Economides, decided to take her car. Liesel's feeling a bit ill, so the car was open and they made a decision and he's driving it. So it's a nice flavour they're putting in Class B. I think they'll put a nice spin on things there. It'll be fun.
George Economides is going to be a tough man to beat as they get away down towards turn number 1. It's Craig Murray who gets a great start off the line. Remember, these are B's and C's. A little bit further down there, looks as if it is Yanni van Rooyen who leads out in Class C, but in Class B, it's all about Craig Murray. But a good start there also for Kyalami Kwambi. It looks like that is, yes, that's Chris Heinke. Nice start from him so far up the field so quickly.
Going on board with Kevin Kwambi, we've got Chad Bartram putting a whole bunch of pressure on George Economides right now. He didn't get such a good start, went from second to third, but Chad is having a look at the outside going into Sunset. Let's see what can happen two abreast. No, Chad thinks the better way around is to just follow George for a while and learn a bit from him, but let's see what happens later on in the game.
Yeah, a nice start there from Craig Murray as well. He's starting to put a little bit of a gap as we see the rest of the field streaming through there. Leon de Beer, he's in that yellow Golf, who's just out of picture as they come through Goodyear and Sunset for the first time. Nice bit of driving up the inside there. That is car 50. Greg Soudard's looking for a way past, possibly Derek Minnie, but Minnie just shuts the door as they go through Goodyear. Heading up into the S's now and up towards Westbank Corner. We go to the leaders. It's Craig Murray. He's under a bit of pressure. George Economides up the inside, having a look, and well, he's going to be able to make it stick. Stuart Mack going to force him inside. It's the line to have for this corner, but of course, if Mack can hang on and keep it on the outside of the next one, which is a very dangerous corner, you'll know all about it, Graham. Coming through the sweep.
Absolutely, the mineshaft is a flat out corner, but if Stuart Mack can hang on here, he's going to have the line for the bowl. Let's have a look. Stuart is doing it. He's putting a whole bunch of pressure on to George Economides. Well done, Stuart. George now trying to go around the outside, but maybe the slingshot effect's going to work. Let's see if Stuart can keep the line going into the kink. Let's have a look. Looking further up the road. Oh, George closes the door, and there's somebody that's lost it.
Now it looks like that was car 50 going off there. I think that might have been Greg Soudard's. Unfortunately, yeah, he's gone off, but back to the front of the field. Economides managing to get through, and look at that, up the inside. Nice driving, Chad Bartram. Nice bit of driving there from Bartram, and he's up the inside of Stuart Mack, and now side by side we can see we're on board here with Kyalami Kwambi as they're going to go into the fastest part of Kyalami Grand Prix circuit.
The guys are going at it full throttle. Chad Bartram on the wrong side of the corner, on the wrong side of the road, going into turn 1, but he's going to let Stuart Mack go and hopefully try and get him at Nashua. But having a look on the windscreen, there's a whole bunch of water. Let's see what happens. It might just get a little bit slotty out there and slippery all over the road.
Yeah, hopefully they're not going to have any problems from this rain. It doesn't look like it's hard enough just yet, but if it starts to come down a little bit more, there's going to be some problems for these cars running on absolutely stock standard tyres as they come down the back straightaway now into Goodyear. And there's a bit of pressure here from George Economides, and he's starting to put that pressure onto Craig Murray. Murray not used to having this amount of pressure being forced on him so early in a race, but it's great to see George Economides getting that opportunity to drive Liesel's car, and he's doing a great job of it. Oh, and getting it sideways in the background there. Number 21, that's Stuart Mack, and that's going to lose him some places to possibly both of those cars. Chad Bartram, another spinner in Goodyear as well. This is possibly because of the rain. 72's out. That's a big pity there, unfortunately, there for Chris Heinke. He's going to fall way back through the field. So we saw Stuart Mack and Chris Heinke get it a bit sideways as they came out of Goodyear. Back with the leaders, they head up towards Westbank. Looks like George Economides has got to the front. Yes, he has. He's managed to just sneak that little Golf up the inside. And, well, doesn't look like Craig Murray's got an answer just yet, Graham.
George Economides gone to the front, but he brought Chad Bartram through with him. But up the inside now On the other side of Chad Bartram has gone Craig Murray, and he manages to get it through, but they go through the mine shaft absolutely side by side. Look at this racing.
Murray using his car a little bit and forcing young Bartram wide, but he manages to hang on. He has a nice dice as well. That's Kieran Kwambi, and he's got Stuart Mack all over the front of him, looking for a way past Kwambi side by side. Up ahead of them, there's two cars side by side as well. It's Craig Murray as he goes up the inside of Bartram, manages to keep onto it. Looks like it's going to be Stuart Mack who's going to come out. No, it's not. It's Kwambi in the background. So two changes in position through the same corner as they come through Bungee now and onto the main straight. Bartram getting it sideways. The rain is starting to have a little bit of effect on these cars.
That's absolutely right. Kieran Kwambi having to defend the line as well, but there's a drag race in the background. But back to the front, we've got George Economides ahead of Craig Murray and Chad Bartram right behind him. Chad's dropped away a little bit, but Craig Murray is not letting George Economides get away with it at all.
No, he's right back on him, and I think he's going to look for a way past. Not quite sure where his overtaking manoeuvre is going to take place, but we'll keep an eye on that. Looks like it's actually happened already as we get to the battle for 4th and 5th. This is Kieran Kwambi, and he's hanging on for dear life with Jacques Vermeulen all over the back of him, and he's pushing him very, very hard. This might end up in a bit of tears here, Graham. I'm not quite sure. There's a lot of pressure there from Vermeulen.
Well, it can always end up in tears, but the guys are going at it flat out. But as you can see, in the front, it's strung out a little bit. There's a bit of a gap between all of them, but 4th and 5th, definitely the place there is not decided as Kieran Kwambi and Jacques Vermeulen go at it. Have a look at this battle.
Into West Bank corner they come now, and it looks as if Jacques Vermeulen is going to be setting something up for down in the bowl. He came in a slightly different line through West Bank corner and now down the shaft. This is where it's going to happen. Good power there from that 8-valve Golf who's in the front, and really pushing hard is the rookie of this field. This is only his 4th race out, and he's doing a phenomenal job.
He's really driving very, very well. Oh, having another look at Jacques Vermeulen and Kieran Kwambi having to look all over the road. Is he going to be doing a little bit of defending right away? Kieran Kwambi making Jacques Vermeulen know that he does not want to give this place up easily.
Now he's making that little city Golf as wide as a bus. They're in the kink just behind. That's the battle we want to see. It's for 4th and 5th. It's the two yellow cars. 1, 2, and 3. No changes there. Still Craig Murray from George Economides and Chad Bartram. But look at this. Vermeulen is looking for a way past. He comes right up and alongside him. Has to go on the inside. Nice bit of evasive driving there. But they side by side across the line.
Vermeulen took the slingshot coming out of the last corner and looks like he's got slightly ahead. Let's have a look. You can't see him. Where's he gone? There he is. Oh, a big incident. Kieran Kwambi should have got out of that one, I feel.
Oh, it was tough stuff there, but unfortunately Jacques Vermeulen is the man who's come off worse for wear, and he's stuck on the side of the circuit. Hopefully we're not going to get any. Let's have a look at it in slow-mo here. The replay as they go through Imperial Corner. This is turn 1, the fastest part of the circuit. Kwambi turns into him, and Jacques Vermeulen unfortunately just ends up on the side of the circuit, the same place that man ended up a couple of laps ago, Chris Heinke, in that red and white City Golf.
Absolutely. That was a really tough break for Jacques Vermeulen. I'm sure the officials will have a little bit of a close view of that a little bit later. But as you can see, the battles are still raging right throughout the field. But out in front, we have Craig Murray, who's opened a little bit of a gap. But Chad Bartram is really putting pressure on George Economides. Chad going up the inside, decides no, he's going to stick behind George Economides and try and slingshot him into the bottom corner. Let's see if George... Whoa, George just slamming the door, locking up the tires. These guys are going at it full speed.
Yeah, I can see Chad Bartram going up the inside. George said, is it? I don't think so, but you're not going up the inside of me. You're going to have to work hard on that. Here he goes again, and another bit of evasive driving there from George Economides.
Oh, George Economides playing Dr. Block in a big way here. He is blocking the line. He does not want to let Chad by. Can Chad use the slingshot from around the outside? George going up the inside. Really tight line. Let's see if Chad can drag him to the line. Whoa, George went a little bit wide. This is going to have to be, I'm sure it's going to be Chad's. Yes, he's already waving his fist in joy. Wonderful stuff by Chad Bartram there.
Fantastic effort from Bartram, finishing up behind Craig Murray. George Economides eventually in 3rd place, and Stuart Mack finishes up just ahead of Kieran Kwambi in 5th. Now we head off to classes A and P. This is also a big field of cars, and we're looking forward to some good action between Etienne Prinsloo and George Economides. And there you can see Prinsloo just ahead of Economides, with defending champion Ray Wolford there in 3rd.
Ja nee, vandag het 'n bietjie my dag geweest. Ons het gesukkel op Westbank, heel eerste reis van die jaar. Swartkop het bietjie beter gegaan en Kyalami vandag gaan dit uitstekend, so ek kan nie vra vir beter nie. So ons hoop dit ons kan nog voor bly.
Ex-national polos just in the background. A good start though from Class A's. Jason Finney coming from 4th on the grid. Looks like he's going to be up to about 2nd by the time they get into turn 1. as they come through turn 1 now. Yes, he's up the inside. He's going to make it stick, and a great start there for Finney. He manages to outdo George Economides and Ray Wolford down towards Imperial. Now they head up the hill and into Nashua, but it's Etienne Prinsloo in the Vendetta Polo who's out in front and getting it sideways.
Throwing it away completely. Jason Finney having to take evasive action. Ray Wolford goes around the outside on board with Kevin Erasmus following George Economides into Goodyear sweep. Let's see who breaks first. There go the brake lights from George Economides. Who's on the outside? It's Gavin Ross. Gavin Ross has gone around the outside of Erasmus. Let's see what happens going into Clubhouse. There's a whole bunch of defensive action happening. And going back through the field is Etienne Prinsloo. He's managed to gather it all up. He's probably lying around about 6th or 7th at the moment. But look at this gaggle of motor cars in Class A.
Up front though in Class P, look at this, is action already as we see cars just slipping and sliding all over the place. Ryan Thole getting it completely wrong out of Nashua, but look at this up front, it's Valdi Monkeys who's got ahead of Derek Smallberger. That's a turn up for the books. It's going to be tight stuff between these boys. Here goes Grunewald as well, and he's pushing hard. And look at that, what is that, the Nitrous Nachi?
That's the Nitrous Nachi of Jake Jacobs on board camera as we see Barry on the outside. Jakes is going to have to wait, unfortunately. Let's see what he can do going into Clubhouse. Getting it nicely on the line, squeeze the power on early and hopefully run towards him at the S's. But Barry's doing a superb job in the front of Jake's car at the moment.
These boys are going to be praying that no rain comes down for them because, of course, they're on completely slick tyres, running the ex-Continental tyres that were run with the National Series that these cars used to participate in. But back up front, Ray Wolford starting to pull a bit of a gap now. Economides hanging on for dear life over Finney. And here we go, action aplenty once again. Getting it completely wrong through there was 43.
That's all Quinton Thompson, the return to Class A for him. It's been a long time since he's been in the thick of it and running a little bit out of talent there. Yeah, we got a little bit. Oh, Kevin Erasmus getting squeezed wide by young Prinsloo on the outside. He's coming back through the field. He's got the horns out. He made a mistake earlier and he wants back to the front. The Vendetta car is going hammer and tong. He wants the guys in the front.
He's pushing very hard to get through there, but it's a great battle right the way through, and you can see this Class A action does not stop as they come through. Good 20 cars as they go through turn 1 for the second time, and look at this, the pressure starting to come already from Jason Finney. He's in the Guyana car, very similar car to what we saw earlier in the hands of Kieran Kwambi, a little bit more powerful though, and he's already starting to show that power. It was a battle between Kwambi and Economides in B and C. Now it's between Finney and Economides in A and P.
Absolutely full throttle stuff. Out in front, unfortunately, there's a bit of a gap, but 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th is right there. Anybody can take it. Jason Finney putting a whole bunch of pressure. Gavin Ross right behind him. But down to Class A, we've got Valdi Mainkies, Pierre Versaki, Derek Smallberger, Barry Grunewald, Jakes Jacobs, and Ryan Thole bringing it up. Flat out stuff. They're racing right to the back of Class B. Young Martin LaRue is not giving up. He's going up the inside of Rory Erland. Look at that. Racing for 9th position. There's a race anyway.
Yeah, and here comes the race for first place in Class B. And look at that. Looks like we've got a change in leadership. Yes, indeed.
Piet Versaki gone through on Valdi Mainkies. There's a surprise for Valdi. He thought, I'll sort this problem out. But Piet's going, no. It's not over yet. Come and get you.
On board with Valdi Monkeys now, the Albatross Motors car, and he's right on the tail here of Piet Versaki. Versaki having a great run here at Kyalami. We didn't see much of him when we went to Westbank Raceway, but you can see these boys have started to prepare these cars very, very well, and hopefully Versaki can hang on because he's got a very, very talented driver on his tail and looking for a way past in the hands of Derek Smallberger there in 3rd, and of course Valdi Monkeys on his tail.
Back to the leaders, we've got Ray Wolford, followed by George Economidi, Jason Finney. A small gap back to Gavin Ross, but Etienne Prinsloo with his wiping away frantically. Is there some more road rain?
I don't know if there's road rain, but it might be rage out there at the moment between these boys. There is a bit of windscreen here, and you can see the water on the windscreen, so yeah, possibilities of some rain coming down. That's not what we'd like to see in Class A and P, because these boys running on not standard tyres, so these boys are going to get very slippery if it gets a bit wetter than it is at the moment. Up front though, Ray Wolford starting to pull a little bit of a gap now on the field. He's got George Economides closing down on him, and there you can see Gavin Ross getting it a bit sideways.
Absolutely, the same place as Etienne Prinsloo did it a little bit earlier, so maybe there is a bit of water. I see.
Finney going wide. Jason Finney's gone big time wide there, unfortunately, and he's going to drop right through the field. You can see Wayne Masters starting to come through the field there in the Johannesway car as well, but that's opened up a big gap now between Wolford and Economides over the rest of the field.
Absolutely, but Gavin Ross under huge pressure from Prinsloo at the moment. let's go back to the Polo Cup race where Voldy Mank is throwing it away. Was it the water?
Yeah, a good possibility there, I think. Might be a little bit damp through that section. You don't want to get it wrong through there. It's the fastest part of the circuit. And Voldy managing to recover, but is he going to get out of this?
Yeah, it seems his off-road excursion skills have come in quite handy, and Voldy manages to get his motor car back out of the kitty litter, back to the front of the game. Look at this. Gavin Ross has gone it. Is he going to make it stick? Going up the inside of George Economides. George is going to be forced wide. Let's see what happens at the exit. Looks like George has managed to get straight back in front of Gavin Ross. Did Gavin miss a gear or something? But the wipers are going. The racetrack is going to be getting slippery. Look at that. The guys are taking it a little bit wider, a little bit gentler. Up the inside, playing Dr. Block position is George Economides once again. Gavin Ross having to go around the outside.
The rest of the field comes streaming through. You can see even battles raging right down to 10th and 11th place there. The fine car there, that of course is Jean Gerber, and just ahead of him is Wayne Masters in those brand new Polos. So running with the new cars out at the moment, a little bit of work to do on those cars. Oh, and getting it a bit sideways. I think that was Jean Gerber who gave a little nudge there to 31. Yes, Andy Gossman getting it a little bit of a bump through turn number 7. Coming onto the main straight though, this is the leaders, and it's going to be Ray Wolford across the line to start his final lap, and he's going to be a tough man to beat with such a lead. Back to Class P, and Groenewald gets it completely locked up through Nashua. Now he manages to recover quite nicely, but it looks like Ryan Tholay's also got it wrong again. Oh, there's just action aplenty here. These Continental slick tyres not liking the rain, Graham.
No, they don't like the rain. They don't have any grooves to try and get rid of the water. I don't think it's wet enough yet, but it's just slippery to catch the guys out because they're normally on the limit. Derek Smallberger thinking it's better to rather let Jakes go through here rather to try and get through Goodyear sweep together. Oh, unfortunately, Jean Gerber out doing a little bit of routine maintenance throughout the race. There we go, handing to the bonnet. Let's see if we can fix it and we can carry on with the game.
It's a works team. He's allowed to do the work on the circuit, but here we go. Lap 7 of 8, and this is the battle for Class P Honours.
Class P Honours is still being led by Piet Versaghi. Let's have a look. Oh, a problem for Piet Versaghi. Jake Jacobs has just been handed the lead. Can you believe that?
Derek Smallberger right on his tail, and I realises that this is an opportunity to take the win. He's been sitting behind here, and Piet Versaghi being pushed across the line to remove that vehicle from the circuit. That's a big, big pity there. New sponsors on that car, and I'm sure Versaghi's not going to be happy about this situation, but he'll get that car sorted out for the next heat. Down, back to the leaders, down the West Bank, out of West Bank, and down the mine shop they come. And look at that, Ray Wolford opening a monstrous lead over the rest of the field. It's still Economides over Gavin Ross. And Economides, he's now taken over the Dr. Block role.
Absolutely. George is just looking after his position there, and Gavin is having to look this side, that side, but he's got a whole bunch of pressure behind him because young Prinsloo wants a piece of this action. Prinsloo goes other side. Gavin blocks it. Let's see how much drive they get coming out of the corner. Can Gavin manage to hold him off? I don't think so. Let's have a look. Yes, he has. Prinsloo decides to try the slingshot around the outside and run Gavin to the line. Let's have a look if that works. These guys are trying absolutely everything, as you can see, Greg.
Checkered flag comes out though for Ray Wolford. It's going to be Economides and then Gavin Ross hanging on for absolutely nothing in it between the two of them there. But a nice drive from Wolford to take the win in the Fuchs Golf ahead of Economides, Ross ahead of Prinsloo, and Erasmus just ahead of Jürgen Piloffer.
What were conditions like? It seemed like at some point there may be some rain.
It got very slippery up towards West Bank and through the old Sunset. But yeah, the car felt good as long as I just kept it on the dry stuff. It was good.
Class B Honours going to Jacobs ahead of Smallberger, Barry Groenewald and Ryan Thalay eventually in 4th.
Chase, well done, 5th on the grid, and you got the checkered flag. Talk us through that one.
Hendrik, yes, I must say it was a very, very tough race. The guys in front did exceptionally well. I had a bad start, then I thought, well, I'll just tuck in behind them and then wait for the moment to happen, and then the rain came down. And then I thought, this is my chance. Let's stick on the black stuff, like they say, and some of the guys spun out, and I got the advantage, I took it, and I went for it. So it was marvelous.
Now we go to the all classes race number 2, 43 cars, and I don't know how the man at the back of the field got to see the green light go because he was round the corner. But the rest of the field comes streaming through. We're on board with Kevin Erasmus as we see the Class A battle start to rage. Once again, it's Prinsloo ahead of Wolford. Economides side by side there with Jason Finney. And then we've got Gavin Ross right on his tail. As per usual, the usual contenders right at the front.
Unbelievable stuff. They got Class B, Class B, Class C, and of course Class A. And they're all mixing it up together. Some of the cars are just slower than the others, some aren't. And out in front we've got Etienne Prince, who's now starting to stamp his authority on this game. He's starting to go. He's not going to make the same mistake he made in the first heat. He's going to go away. He's going to show that he should have won both heats, and he's going to prove it now.
Now, Wilford has to do a lot of work to try and catch him. Looking back at Class B at this point in time, it looks like it's Valdi Monkeys who's still on the charge in terms of Class B. We go on board with Kieran Kwambi. This is a bit further down. This is the battle for Classes B and C. And you can see they're in amongst some of the Class B polos as well. So it's going to be a little bit difficult for these boys to hang on. Just sneaking up the inside there was car 8.
That's Eddie Rodriguez. He's in an A-class car. These B-class cars are in amongst the A's, the P's. They're all over the place. They're supposed to be a little bit slower, but they're going, oh really? We'll show you how to do this game.
Yeah, when you got 43 cars out on the circuit, you should know all about it in the production cars. Not easy to get through the back markers and the slower cars, but these men have done it and they've got away. Let's see if they can hang on for
Absolutely. The front of the field is a little bit comfier, but not a lot. As you can see, there's a whole bunch of pressure here. There's no comfort zone. Is that a little bit of water on the windscreen again? Let's have a look. Derek Smallberger, unfortunately, getting a car in between him and his rival, who's Piet Fasaki, running just up ahead of him, who's leading Class B at the moment. I'm not sure what the number of this black Golf is that's in between them, but I'm sure Derek's going, get out of the way. I want a piece of that other car.
Now that polo battle's going to rage right to the line. This is the one we want to watch out for as well. That's Georgie Economidis putting immense amount of pressure onto the back of Gavin Ross here. Kevin Rasmus now on board. I beg your pardon, it was actually Erasmus who's behind. The two silver Golfs look very, very similar. So we've got on board with Erasmus here. That's Ross, and there's Economidis. So it's a battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th place, just behind 1, 2, and 3.
Look at the speeds here though, Greg. These guys are flying. Gavin getting it a little bit loose there. Oh, well caught, Gavin. Where's he gone? He's up the inside, and he goes to the outside. Kevin goes up the inside of him. This should be an easy, comfortable move. Kevin gets out of it. He obviously likes his car a whole lot. I would have stuck it straight up the inside there.
Yeah, I'm getting a thank you there from Gavin Ross as well. Thanks for not taking me out. I apologize for cutting your nose off to spite your Golf's face.
Absolutely. Flat out stuff. I wouldn't have got that thank you from Gavin though, and the guys probably know that.
Yeah, I think you would have got something a little bit more harsh than a thank you.
Absolutely. Back to the raging battles, right through to about 8th position. Jürgen Pilloff bringing up the back of the field here. But out in front in Class B, we've got Piet Fasaki, followed by Derek Smallberger, followed by Valdi Mankes, that's got 2 Golfs ahead of him. He's also wanting a piece of the B-class car action, but unfortunately there's some other cars in the way. Following on board with Kieran Kwambi is Ryan Thole going into the S's, running at a touch wide there. Ryan, come on boy, get it right on the line so that you can get going.
Nice driving here from Kieran Kwambi as well. Looks like he's got a bit of pressure from behind. Felt a little nudge there. You can actually see the car just get out of shape slightly. Has Mr. Valdi Monkeys found a way past yet? Not yet. He's got ahead of Wayne Masters though. He's of course in that brand new car. That's the Jonas Way sponsored car. As they go down out of Westbank and down the shaft, he's going to tuck in behind Wayne Masters, and look at that. There comes the Nitrous Nazi right on his tail. Jake Jacobs waiting for a way past.
Jake Jacobs throwing it up the inside. He's going to have to get some kind of drive out of this corner. But look at that. Some long respect from those two drivers. They don't want to bend the cars at all. And while they're having a go, there's a Golf behind going, I'll have some of this as well.
Up front though, it's all about that Vendetta polo of Etienne Prinsloo. He's pulled a huge gap now ahead of Ray Wilford and George Economidis, but that battle has not ended yet. We've still got Erasmus there as well, so this could go right down to the wire. Jason Finney in with a chance. He's pushing very hard, and Ray Wilford knows he's got some pressure on his tail.
I'm sure this is going to go down right to the wire. Kevin Erasmus does not want to ride around in 5th position, and nor do any of the others, so there's going to be a battle royal right to the end here.
Coming out now, looking a little bit further back, that's Ryan Thole, and battle just behind him is, well, it's a tight one. It's between Gosman and Fulun, well, having to work hard to keep him at bay. It's going to rage right the way through, but look at that. Ryan Thole right up in behind the Class B boys, but Class B leading Class B at the moment. Craig Murray has got about 8 cars between himself and the leaders of Class B, and he's a rookie.
On board with Derek Smallberger as he tries to have a look up the inside. Piet Fasaki running a little bit wide to give him a bit of space, but Derek decides not to go. Try and get a better drive down the mine shaft and do it at the bottom. Oh, Stuart Mack seems to be having a problem. Stuart Mack was in good contention for Class B, but he's out. Back to the battle of in the race right throughout the field. We've got the Tim Jan polo of
Anton Krill. Anton Krill battling hard now. We go on board with Darren Knight, and this is the battle we wanted to see as well. This is between himself, and this is Derek Minnie just ahead of him, and Andre Tenapel just on the side here. That's the white polo. So a three-way battle. This is all the way down for 24th, 25th and 26th place. As we always say, battles rage right the way through this field, especially when there's 43 cars out on the circuit.
Look like Andre Tenapel actually lost out a little bit there through the kink, back to the front of the field. This is the battle for second place, believe it or not. The battle for first is gone down the road. Etienne Prince has opened the gap quite comfortably, but the battle for second, third, fourth and fifth place is not over. These guys are going at it hammer and tong.
The usual suspects now being outdone by the Vendetta Polo there of Prinsloo. Then we see got a long gap, and that is Carlos Nobre in the ex-Wayne Masters car. Then we see the new Wayne Masters car. He's sitting now in 8th place. And then it's Craig Murray in Class B, leading the Class B battle between Smallberger here and Piet Versaki. Derek Smallberger looking for a way up the inside. Not this time, says Versaki. Shuts the door in the Tiger Wheel and Tires car. And then it's the Albatross Motors car of Valdi Maikes in 3rd.
Look at this battling right throughout the field. As you saw earlier on, the guys battle right down to positions 24, 25, 3rd, 5th, wherever. There's a race in this game. Back on board with Kevin Erasmus, and he's chasing hard for the place of second at the moment. He wants the second position, but there's a whole bunch of guys in front of him jostling left, right. Dallas Ross, Kevin, oh, it looked like Jason Finney took a bit of a shortcut there. Will he be able to hold that position, or will he roll out of it? And he has. He signaled that George Economides must go past, otherwise what will happen is he will get penalized and moved a whole bunch further back. So he lets George Economides through just in time to have it drag him down towards the line. George Economides is on the correct side of the line.
Back on board now with Kevin Erasmus as they go through turn 1. And look at this, how hard they're pushing. It's really, really tight stuff here. 3 cars abreast through turn 1, and now they just slot line astern, going up towards turn number 2 now. On board with Erasmus, he's looking for a way past. He had an opportunity here last time to get past Gavin Ross, and he didn't take it. He should have taken it, as you said, but now maybe it's a little bit too little, too late.
Yeah, you snooze, you lose. That's the game. If you don't take the opportunity, another car off. That's Jürgen Pullofer, unfortunately not able to complete the race. But hopefully soon we'll go back to the leaders. This is the Class B battle that we've got over here, and as you can see, look at that. That's Yanni van Rooyen. That's a C-Class car, mixing it up quite comfortably with the B-Class cars. He's been followed by
Chris Heinke in 72, and he's pushing hard. But it looks as if it's going to be a tight battle here between these Class B boys. They've got a Class C in amongst them, and that Class C car is leading Class C, as you said, Graham, but he's also about 9 cars ahead of his normal compatriot for Class C, who's right down in 38th place there, James Fuller.
That's some awesome stuff by Yanni van Rooyen. He's been at it for many, many, many years, and he's obviously got this car very well sorted out, as you can see there.
Yeah, I'm giving Goldwagen a little bit of extra sponsorship on the side of that car as well. Final lap, though, is Etienne Prinsloo going to be beaten? It doesn't look like it. Ray Wolford hanging on for second place, just ahead of George Economides, but the battle for fourth is not over, and you can see Jason Finney is looking left and right to make sure that Gavin Ross doesn't get past him. They come on board with Erasmus. Now into the braking area for the mine shaft and into the bowl now. You can see Erasmus trying to get the power on as quickly as possible, but he's not going to have enough time to catch Ross. And if he hasn't got enough time to catch Ross, he's not going to catch that yellow Golf either.
Absolutely flat out stuff here, but the guys are getting it really neat, really tidy. Jason Finney just hanging onto the line. Dallas Ross looking up the inside, but he's going to decide, no, let's just go through here. Oh, Jason Finney getting a light nudge there. Maybe that was an intentional thing, but I doubt it. And drag race to the line.
Prinsloo takes it ahead of Ray Wolford, George Economides and Jason Finney ahead of Gavin Ross, Erasmus Nobre, Masters, Gerber and Rodriguez, top 10.
Het jy 'n goeie wedren?
Ja nee, uitstekend. Ek het 'n goeie wegtrek gehad van tweede af. Eerste gedraai daar bo in Nashua. Ek het 'n redelike klein gapie gehad en hulle het mekaar 'n bietjie gefight agter my in so 'n posisie en so, en dit het my kans gegee om weg te kom.
Piet Versaki taking Class B honours ahead of Smallberger and Mikey's. Ryan Thalet just ahead of Jakes Jacobs. Tenapel, Eland, Pester, Leroux and Grewald, your top 10.
Secondly, my mindset was right. I knew Wally was a car ahead of me. There was a car in between us. I had a fantastic start, and that really gave me the confidence. And got past Wally, saw Carlos Nober closing the door, and just got around him, and that was it. Car in front of me, and then I just put my head down and went for it.
A full house for Craig Murray in terms of poles and wins. Well done to him for beating the Class Ps. Yanni van Rooyen taking Class C honours.
So Craig, not beaten at all. You must be starting to think that this is easy.
No, not at all. I just had it all today. Qualifying went good and the race went well. first heat, myself and George was in Liesel's car. We had lots of fun. Had a go with him and learned a lot from him and managed to pull a little bit on him. Second heat, the guys ran out a bit of time, so they decided to put us all together, so I couldn't hang out with George, so I had to fight with the Polo guys and managed to get it all together and got the day.
Once again, some fantastic action here. George Economides maintaining his lead, but by only 1 point ahead of Ray Wolford, and Baldy Mikey's there in third. Next round will be down at the East London Grand Prix circuit on the 19th of May. And once again, a big thank you to Goldwagen for this awesome Volkswagen Challenge action.